Hello, I'm Robin Vincent and welcome to Molten Modular. Now, every now and again you hit upon something that's just so good, so remarkable, so mind-opening, so releasing, so rewarding and fun that you just feel you have to share it. And this is one of those occasions. It's not something desperately complicated. In fact, the beauty of it is in the simplicity. The simple coming together of a handful of modules in order to create something just fabulous. So I thought I'd talk about it. So here we are. So what do we have? Well, using my custom nifty case here that I've got, I just built a little synth. I had this idea after talking to a few people and having a bit of a realization that I could use two oscillators, the same oscillator, together to create a bigger, broader, more interesting sound. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I tend to view oscillators as a single entity, a single voice all by itself. I have an oscillator, it makes this noise, I use that noise, and I use it in things. I have another oscillator, I use that differently and have it as a counterpoint. And I've got stuck in that groove very, very easily. When, of course, regular synthesizers have usually more than one oscillator, two oscillators, three oscillators, four oscillators, plenty of oscillators, and you can use those together in interesting ways. Why have I never done that in Eurorack? So I had a kind of a type moment and thought, well, I need to explore that, I think, just a little bit, you know. And so I got myself a second STO from Make Noise. It's my favourite little oscillator, I suppose. It's capable of really sweet sounds and also some gnarly stuff as well once you dial in the shape knob. And it always sounds nice in whatever environment that I put it in. I have more grungy oscillators like the Even VCO or the Cosmotronic VCO, but this has a sweetness to it and a darkness to it that I like. I like those colours, those shades. Anyway. So I got a second one and I've stuck it together in this one rack. The other thing I got was a Wasp Filter. I've seen this about, seen it used a lot, people talk about it. I hadn't really paid it any mind. I like my musical filters like the Jove and like the Instruo, ones that are sweet and nice, whereas this is gnarly, nasty, gritty, an angry little filter. And so I decided to put together these things to see what I could make of it, very simply. And it's just enormously fun. So here I am sharing it. This is also coupled together with, I'm working on the M185, which is the sequencer here, which I'll show you this a bit closer in a moment. And I'm working on a review of this. It's a little bit slow going because I haven't found enough time really to focus on it to get through it. So I'm just dabbling and dabbling. And so in using a bit of that with these two oscillators and this filter, I found this just fabulous combination of stuff that I'm going to show you. So what I'll do, I'll just talk you through the patch and then I'll play with it for a while, see how it goes. That's it really, nothing complex, just an encouragement to say, hey, get two oscillators, because that's really interesting. Keep it simple. You know, messing around with all this is all very well and all very nice and lovely, but actually when you put things into a small case or confine yourself to a small space, that generates an interesting level of creativity all by itself. So let me bring you in. I'll talk you through what's going on and then we'll just have a play. Yeah? So I'll just set it running and then I'll talk you through what we have here. The M185 Sequencer from RYK is a fantastic thing that I'm working on. It has the ability to run 8 notes and interesting gaits and rhythms as it does so. That, as you can hear, is being run out of here. I've just molted it out with a split cable into the two STOs. Here's my original one I've had for a couple of years. Here's the new one I just picked up that's got a nicer knob on it, I have to say. I'm I'm then taking the output, I'm taking the two variable wave outputs into a mixer plus one of the subs, which is in there as well. And then that is going through the Wasp filter. And if I move this across a little bit, it's being controlled by this Delta V envelope slash VCA. So I've got half of it going in to control a bit of the filter, the other half controlling the envelope of the ST0s. And then that's going through the disting here, which is giving a bit of reverb, and out of the startup out here. So what I have is two oscillators. Let's go with the sub. Now with oscillators, you can get them to sit on the same note beautifully, like so. If I take one of them out, that's one by itself. That's of two. Bring a little bit of shape. And as you have them close to each other, get them slightly detuned, they move from being the same note into being a slight wobbly note. And that's lovely. But there's no reason why you can't have them apart a little bit. Also dial that sub back in. Gives it a big thick sound. So there's just endless fun to be had with just these two things by themselves. Again, if I just take one of them out, you know, it's interesting by itself, sure, certainly with the sub. But bring a second one in. And then we move across to this lovely Wasp filter here. Just lovely. I've got it triggering because the Delta V here triggers both sides at once if you don't have both of them patched in. So I've got this side controlling the envelope of the combined ST0s. Then I've got this side controlling the cutoff of the filter. There's a lovely amount of distortion. And that's kind of it. That's all I've got going on. But oh my goodness, is this fun. Here I've got the pinhole from Tenderfoot, and this is a low pass gate. So rather than using the VCA / envelope here, I can use purely this by triggering it by putting it in the right hole. So let's trigger it in the top. That's now flashing away. I need the output of the filter into the in, and then the output into there. Now what's slightly different about this is that I can now control the gate length with the sequencer back over here, because this has a gate length knob, which when you're triggering an envelope, it's the envelope that does that bit of the work, because it just needs a trigger. Whereas with this gate, I can now open the gate on here control its length much better with the low pass gate. And that also gives it a nice, sort of a nice bounce to it. Which is what you get with a Vactrol based low pass gate. sequencer is I can split it into two sequences. Oh. And I can take the second one out, stick that into the other oscillator, so I've now got two things going on at once. So there you go, nothing to it. Nothing to it. I thought I would just share the joy of a couple of oscillators, a lovely little Wasp filter, a fantastic M185 sequencer, and a very helpful Delta V from Cosmotronic enveloping stuff. It's fun. It's like I've got a little synth. It's like a synthesizer. I mean, it's nuts, really. I mean, this is Eurorack. It should be massively complicated with bubbles and farts going on. No. Here's a little bass line, 2 oscillators, filtering, stuff going on. Endless fun. I could be here for hours. That'll do. That's all it was. Sorry to bother you. And in the meantime, go and make some tunes.